How's it going, everybody? In today's video, I want to talk about 3 mindset shifts that I wish I had known earlier. These are things that I've learned over a 20-year career, over living life a little bit longer out of high school, and some things I want to impart back to you. This is a little bit off base from my normal content, but it's something that's important to me because a lot of leaders I find don't get this or they learn it too late. So this one's for you. These mindset shifts, they apply to anyone, whether you're in corporate leadership, whether you're just out there as a normal person, if you're in the military, it doesn't matter. These are life lessons that are key that everyone should know. They're going to help you live a more fulfilling life and a more focused life. And if you stick around to the end, I know that you're going to leave with a mindset that's going to help you grow and help you get to where you want to go. So let's get after it. The first mindset shift that I want to talk about is that happiness isn't a destination. What I mean here is I messed this up big for a long time, and I still have to reframe my thinking all the time to make sure I don't fall into this trap. I used to think when I came into the Navy, making chief, that was a huge goal of mine. I was solely focused on that. That's all I did. I worked myself really hard. I was dedicated, and I couldn't wait to get there because I thought being a chief was what was going to make me happy. I was dead wrong. After the vanity wore off of me getting pinned, then found myself in a weird position. For about a year, I was lost. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what my passion was. I didn't have a strong, empowering why because I thought that the destination was what I was looking for, and I was dead wrong. What I learned here is that I needed to focus on me. I need to focus on my family and focus on now. What is what I'm doing now that's going to make me happy? I had to find out and find new passions and learn new things. I started doing stuff that I had never done before my entire life. Got into motorcycle riding, which I still do today. I got back into board gaming and playing video games with my wife and my kid. I got back to my roots of what I enjoyed and what truly made me happy. I stopped concentrating on the future and started living in the now. I still fall in this trap from time to time. When I was going up for senior chief, I thought I'd be happier. When I was going up for master chief, I thought I'd be happier. It didn't come down to those ranks. It also came down to my impact and my ability to influence for other people. And that's what I want to talk about next. This is one that a lot of people fall into and a lot of young people think that they can get right off the bat. What I'm talking about here is people believe that influence is immediate. That they're going to go in, they're going to start that new career or they're going to start that new job and they're going to immediately start making an impact and start having an influence on others and I want to have a big impact. The truth is when you're 18 and you're starting your job, you're probably going to have no impact. And that sucks. A few people might fall, those 1 to 5% of the world population is going to fall into that perfect situation. But the reality is the majority of the people who start out are going to make no impact and they're just going to be working and it's not going to be satisfying. What you have to do is you have to stick it out. You have to grind through those years to get to the real meaningful impact and the real meaningful change that you can make. Typically, if you work for an organization, you're going to move up the food chain over time. And with that time comes influence. This is one of the huge things that I enjoy about being a CMC is I get to influence and affect change for others to make their lives better. I love that part of my job, but it took me almost 18 years to get here. And sure, when I was an LPO, I had this much impact, and I was a chief and I had this much impact, and over time, my impact and influence grew. But guess what? It didn't happen overnight, and I had to go through the years of suck, really is one way to put it, to get to where I am today. So don't think that you're going to come out the gates at 18 or in that new job or that new career and make immediate impact. When you shift that mindset, it helps you get through those hard times. The last one I want to talk about affects everyone. Everyone falls into this trap, and that's caring too much about what other people think about you. This peaks in middle school, high school. All we typically care about is how others perceive us. And as we move into that young adult life, we carry that into the first job, and we continue to carry that over our lifetime. And some people, they can never escape caring what other people think. The most freeing thing you can do for yourself is to stop caring about what other people think about you. Stop concentrating on those small mistakes that you think everyone's going to remember for the next 20 years. Hey, you slipped up and said the wrong thing at that meeting. That's going to haunt you in your mind for way longer than anyone else is ever going to remember it. Trust me. And so when I think about that, I frame it like this. How many things do you remember that your best friend messed up in the last 10 years? Odds are you might remember one or two really funny or unique stories, but the majority of their mistakes you have no recollection of. And that's the reality. Nobody's going to remember what you wore, what you did, or what you messed up over time. So stop caring about that day to day, because really nobody's paying attention to you as much as you think they are. So free yourself from that trap and stop caring about what other people think. As a leader, it's important to understand what people perceive of you and use that as growth, but you can't use that to bring down your mindset. Concentrating or worrying about how people perceive you will sap your joy for years if you allow it to. This is your call to action. Break free from this mindset right now. You're going to feel so much better. Over the last decade, I've really started not to care what people think. There's people out there right now who are probably talking smack about me making these videos. But guess what? I enjoy it. I love it. And I'm going to keep doing it. That's what matters. That's it. I hope this helped you change your mindset. So remember, happiness isn't a destination. Real impact takes years to achieve, and stop caring what other people think about you. If you adopt these mindsets right now, you're going to be way happier. Hit that subscribe button. Help me grow. Help me reach other people. I want to continue to spread the wealth and the knowledge with everyone else. And drop it in the comments. What's one mindset shift that you put in your life that everyone should adopt? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.